Ever feel like we're on the edge of something massive, like the whole world's about to transform?
Kind of like waiting for the other shoe to drop, right?
Exactly. And Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, he seems to think that shoe's about to drop.
Yeah, his article, The Intelligence Age, it's definitely got everyone talking.
He's basically saying, get ready, because artificial intelligence is going to reshape everything.
Not just like our gadgets or apps, but like the very fabric of our existence.
He's talking about a fundamental shift in our relationship with intelligence itself.
Bigger than the internet, bigger than the smartphone. A true turning point in history.
So are we picturing robots doing our taxes?
Well, that's maybe down the road, but Altman's vision is way bigger.
He's talking about this virtual team of AI experts working alongside us constantly.
Like having a team of super-powered assistants available 24/7.
Okay, so say you're drowning in a project at work.
This AI team swoops in, analyzes all the data, brainstorms strategies with you.
Maybe even writes a presentation for you.
They could. Or how about, let's say you want to learn Mandarin for that trip you've been putting off.
This AI team creates a personalized crash course tailored to your learning style.
That's the kind of potential Altman's talking about, completely personalized experience.
It's like having a personal genie, but for like every aspect of your life.
He actually compares it to the agricultural and industrial revolutions, huge leaps forward for humanity.
And those were massive game changers.
Right. Each one completely redefined progress.
Altman thinks the intelligence age will be even more impactful. And he's even put a timeline on it.
A few thousand days to superintelligence, that's when AI surpasses human capability.
I don't know about you, but that kind of makes me want to grab a calendar and start counting down the days.
But here's the thing. Altman doesn't just dwell on the wow factor of it all.
He ties it to this idea of shared prosperity. Like everyone benefits from this AI revolution.
He genuinely believes AI can usher in an era of abundance. Think less poverty, less disease.
Even solutions to existential threats we haven't even imagined yet.
Exactly. Imagine a world where everyone have access to the best education, the best healthcare.
A world where everyone's life could be better than the best life anyone's living right now.
It's a bold vision, that's for sure.
So we're talking AI that can fix climate change, maybe even explain cryptocurrency, all in a couple years. I gotta admit, color me skeptical, but also like super intrigued. What's the secret sauce here? What's making this all possible?
Well, Altman's not pulling rabbits out of hats, but he is putting a lot of faith in something called deep learning.
Deep learning.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of like, well, what we're doing right now, taking a deep dive.
Yeah.
But for AI. So, like, what is that in a nutshell?
Imagine, like, trying to teach a computer to tell the difference between a cat and a dog in a photo.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
Instead of hard-coding rules like cats have whiskers, which, let's be real, some dogs totally rock the whisker look too.
Right.
You feed a deep learning algorithm tons and tons of pictures.
Like showing flashcards to a really, really smart toddler.
Kinda, but the wild part is the algorithm starts picking up on these hidden patterns in the pictures themselves. It learns to spot those subtle differences, you know. And it gets crazy good at telling apart cats and dogs, even breeds it's never seen before.
All right, I gotta admit, that's pretty cool. But how do we go from telling Spot from whiskers to, like, solving climate change? Seems like a bit of a leap.
That's the mind-blowing part. This same basic idea, analyzing huge amounts of data to find those hidden connections, we're using it everywhere. Like in medicine, deep learning's helping doctors diagnose diseases way earlier, even personalized treatments.
Wow, that's amazing.
Or in finance, it's sniffing out fraud, figuring out risk in ways we just couldn't before.
So the more data we give these algorithms, the smarter they become, the bigger the problems they can tackle.
You got it. It's like we found this whole new type of problem-solving engine, and the fuel, it's data.
That's both exciting and a little scary, right? Like, we're talking about tech that could eventually be better than us at, well, everything.
That's the thing about deep learning. It doesn't just sit still. It's always learning, always evolving, getting better all the time. And that brings us to the core of Altman's whole argument. If we can figure out how to use this incredible power responsibly, the potential benefits, almost unimaginable.
Okay, before we get too caught up in this AI utopia, let's talk about the potential downsides. I mean, Altman himself brings up some concerns, right? Like, what about the job market? That's a big one.
Yeah, he doesn't shy away from that at all. He basically says, look, some jobs, they're going to disappear, which, yeah, obviously that's a big deal. It makes people anxious.
Understandably so. But he seems to see it more as like a transition. Not the end of jobs, but a shift. Kind of like what happened during the Industrial Revolution, right?
Exactly. Like, think about it back then. We didn't just stop needing work done. The types of jobs changed. And that's what Altman's getting at here.
So less about robots taking our jobs,
Yeah.
more about like how the whole landscape of work is going to shift. What kind of jobs are we talking about here? What changes the most?
Well, anything repetitive, anything that can be automated, data entry, for example, might not be done by humans as much, maybe some customer service stuff too.
And those are real concerns for sure. But if Altman's right, new industries are going to pop up, new jobs we can't even imagine yet.
Right. And it's not just about learning new tech skills either. It's about being adaptable.
Because we can't just tell everyone to go back to school and become programmers. That's not realistic.
It's more about, like, creative problem solving, being able to think critically, to work alongside AI.
So maybe AI could push us to be more, well, human, to embrace our creativity and empathy, you know, to focus on the things that really matter.
I love that, because that's really what Altman's getting at. Not AI replacing humanity, but amplifying it.
We're talking about tackling huge problems here. Climate change, global poverty issues that have stumped us for decades.
And imagine, AI could help us develop clean energy solutions, manage resources way more efficiently, even reverse some of the damage we've done.
That's the kind of future that makes all this uncertainty worthwhile, right? It's like we're on the edge of something incredible.
And that's the beauty of it all, isn't it? We're not just along for the ride. We get to help shape this future.
Exactly. So what do you think? Ready to dive headfirst into this intelligence age? Because, like it or not, it's coming.
It's a journey with a lot of unknowns, sure, but also a ton of potential. It's up to all of us to decide what we want that future to look like.
And on that note, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the intelligence age. Until next time, keep those brains buzzing.